Hi friends, Miss Arwood here. Oh, I'm so glad you're here with me today. Today we're going to do a little bit of reading and talking about books. And quite frankly, what's the better place to start talking about books than a trip to the library? Oh my goodness, I love going to the library. Have you ever been to the library? Yeah, it is totally the best. What do you think is the best part about going to the library? Yeah, there's so many options. A library has tons and tons of books and different things that we can read, and it is so exciting to go. Because although I have books at home, I certainly don't have as many as are at the library. Now, when I go to the library, I want to find a book that is just going to be exactly what I'm interested in reading in. So I know there are so many different choices, and I want to make sure I pick the right one. So today we're going to talk about how can we pick a book that's going to be a great fit for us and something that's going to be exciting for us to read. Well, our learning goal is going to help us do just that. Because our learning goal for today says, I can identify the parts of a book. And I bet you're wondering, how can the parts of a book help me to figure out what I want to read and what's going to be a good book? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, friends. All right, the parts of the book are all over the book, and it starts with the very outside of the book. Right away, the author and the illustrator are going to give us clues about what we might read on the inside. So the outside of the book is super helpful. Now, as you can see, I have this book spinning because there are two parts to the outside of the book. There's the front of the book, and there's the back of the book. And when you flip it around, you're going to see both different parts. Let's talk about those parts really fast. So on the front of the book, you're going to see lots of information. We're going to dig a little bit deeper into that information in a second, but it's going to be pretty busy. There's going to be words, and so usually there's a picture or an illustration. And then the back of the book, there's not a lot going on usually. It's kind of pretty blank. I like to think about books kind of like people. I know if someone's walking up to me and I can see their face, I know exactly who it is. Just like the front of the book. The front of the person tells me who is walking towards me. The back of a person doesn't have really a lot going on, just like the back of the book. So I really want to focus a lot of my attention on the front. So the front has information like the title. Let's go ahead and say that word, title. Great job. Now, title is just a fancy way of saying the name. So it's just the name of the book is called the title. The title of this book is called World Travelers. Okay, the title is the very first part of the book that gives us clues as to what we might be reading on the inside. So if the title of this book is World Travelers, what do you think we might be reading about? Yeah, maybe people traveling the world. I love that. What else? Anything else? Oh, maybe someone going on an adventure? Yeah. Maybe someone exploring something for the very first time? Or something new? Oh, yeah. Okay, that title is super helpful. And just like inside the story, the words on the front cover and any pictures we see work together to give the reader some clues. So in addition to the title, we also might see some illustrations or photographs. Some kind of picture that will give us a visual little insight into what the story might be about. So I see an illustration on the front of this book. And what picture do you see right there, friend? Yes, a boat, a really big ship. So if the title is World Travelers and there's a really big ship right there. So if the title is World Travelers and there's a really big ship right there, what do you think the story might be about? Oh, yeah. Maybe someone doing some exploring on a really big ship. Maybe they're going to be traveling to different places. Awesome. Oh, I am already getting so excited. These are excellent clues I'm already getting so excited. These are excellent clues for us as a reader. All right, the last really important information that you'll see on the front of the book is the author's information. The author is the person who writes the story. So we're going to learn all about the author and what their name might be. And then finally, about the illustrator. Now, the illustrator is the person who's in charge of including the pictures in there. So they're going to draw them, or they're going to be taking the pictures, the photographs. So the author and the illustrator work together. Books are wonderful because there's so many words in there and so many pictures, and they work together to really tell the story. So if you know the author and there's an author that you really like, sometimes looking at the front cover will give you that. So if you really read a story and you enjoy it a ton by one author, you might go back to the library and find more books by that same author to read. So I like to pay attention to the author. Same goes for the illustrator. Okay, friends. Okay, friends. Now, if I were to... Okay, friends. So now let's talk about what that might be with a real story. So let's look and see if we can figure out the information on the front of this book. Oh, right away, you might see something on the front of this cover that tells us what this book might be about. What do you see, friends? Yeah, you see a cute picture of a cat. Oh my goodness, he's beautiful. Look at those blue eyes. He looks like he's looking right at me. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I love cats. All right, so I see a picture of cats. And then here's the name of the story up here. Maybe you can read it, maybe you can't, but it begins with a k sound. Yeah, it's Cats. That's the name of the story. That's the title. Remember, the name of the book is called the title. So if the title is Cats and there's a super cute picture of cats, what do you think this story might be about? Yeah, I think cats is a great guess. So if you are interested in cats, this might be a good pick for you. Down here, I see the author and the illustrator, and it says by Miles Timothy. And that word by helps to tell us who it was written by. So he's the author. And then it says illustrated by Aaron Judge. That means Aaron Judge is going to be in charge of all the pictures. All right, let's see. Raise your hand if you think this is a story in which you would like to read. My hand is in the air. I love animals, and I would be so interested to learn more about cats. Okay, let's look at some more books. Now, there's a lot going on. So what I would like you to do is I want you to go ahead and pause, and I want you to look at each of the books and tell me what you think each of them is about. Okay, friends, did you look very closely at the covers of these books? Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to point to it. You tell me, what do you think this story is about? So what do you think this first one is about right here? Baseball? Oh, that is an excellent guess. Why did you think that? Yeah, there's a big old baseball field right there. Excellent. Yeah, I even see a word right here. I bet that word is baseball because it matches the picture. The title or the name of this story is It's Baseball Season. And I see a picture of a baseball field and a stadium. So yeah, I think it's a really good guess to say that this probably is about baseball. Awesome. Let's look at this cover of this book. What do you think this book is about? Oh, volcanoes. Yeah, how did you know? Yeah, I see that big old volcano right there. Oh my goodness. Do you see the lava oozing out? And it's a little fiery. Oh, yes. Does that look like something you might be interested in reading about? Ooh. I see the title or the name of the book up here. It says Volcanoes. And if I couldn't read that, I might even be able to guess it because I see that V right there. And I know volcano starts with that same sound. Excellent. All right, last story over here. What do you think that this book is about based on what we see on the front cover? Yeah, kites. Look at all those kites. Have you ever flown a kite before? Oh, it can be very tricky, but also tons of fun. So I know that this looks really cool, and I figured out the title was Kites because I saw that K making the K sound, so it probably matches the picture. Kites. Yeah, I hear that same sound. Okay, so out of all of these books, which one would you pick? Would you pick It's Baseball Season, Volcanoes, or Kites? What about the front cover got you excited about reading one of these stories? That's the one you're going to pick? Nice. And what was on the front cover that got you so excited? Awesome, friend. Oh, I'm so excited. Aren't we so glad? Awesome, friend. Oh, I'm so excited. Aren't we so glad that our learning goal for today was I can identify the parts of the book? Because if we know the parts, it helps to tell us clues about what the story is going to be about. And it can get us really excited as readers. Friend, what I would like you to do is I want you to go find a book somewhere around you, at your house, in your classroom, and I want you to find a book and practice looking at the cover and finding the title and maybe the illustration or the photograph. And then, of course, the author, the person who wrote the story, and the illustrator's name, the person who did the pictures. And try to figure out which story you would like to read based on just the front covers. All right, have fun reading, friends. Thanks for coming today. Bye.